Asaveri Puranik welcome you all to this special program organized on the occasion of International Women's Day. First of all, let me introduce Opine Group to all of you. Opine Group was founded by Dr. Anand Kolharkar in 2009 and is a leading analytics firm with two main business units, consulting and education. To tell you a bit more about myself, I am a computer science graduate and I was introduced to Opine as a student who was keen to learn SQL and wanted to know more about the career opportunities that I might open up for myself once I learn SQL. Now, I'm happy to say that all this was 3 years ago, and thanks to the amazing trainers at Opine who not only taught me the subjects and helped me understand the concepts, but gave me some great career advice. That I was able to kickstart my career at a very young stage, right after graduation, and have been able to grow and have a stable career as a data analyst ever since. And not just me, I have a lot of introductions to make today because I have with me a great mix of trainers, practitioners, and some of my co-workers. Now I say it's a great mix because all of them just have one thing in common. All of them have entered this vast world of data analytics through Opine Group, but all of them come from a variety of different educational backgrounds, career aspirations, and career paths, and share their stories and experiences with all of you. So let me kickstart today's event by asking a question to our viewers. When I say data analytics or data visualization, do certain educational backgrounds come to your mind, like computers or maybe management? Or nowadays we have leading universities providing us specialized courses on data analytics and business intelligence as well. But you know what? I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our very first panelist of the day. I have with me Aditi Patni, who has a bachelor's and a master's degree of arts in psychology and is currently working in the HR domain. So, where does business analytics or data analytics fit into this picture, right? So, Aditi, I would like you to answer that question for us. How exactly did you bridge the gap between psychology, HR, and data analytics?
So, my master's degree was a specialization in industrial and organizational psychology. That's basically psychology in the companies and organizations and not for clinical patients. I transitioned into HR domain and I'm currently working at a company in the people team. Alongside my job, I started learning courses at Opine Group. I did Excel Analytics and an MSBI course. Initially, I started out of curiosity and now I am using it in my daily work. As you know, being HR, there's data available, and initially it was just recorded. But now, with the emergence of a new field, people analytics, this data is also being analyzed and not just recorded. For example, let's say you have the information about the age of employees. You can analyze this and find an average age of the employees, and based on that, you can design the events or programs which are arranged in the company. I currently use Excel Analytics and make monthly dashboards to determine HR KPIs like department strength, gender diversity of the company, what is the average tenure the employees are with the company, or even the vaccination status of employees. One more field where I use HR analytics is surveys. So, in companies, there are surveys rolled out to determine the health of the company. So, I work on the data gathered from this survey and put it in Excel and get a score on how the company is performing on a scale of 1 to 5. This rating is based on employees' feedback. So, based on that data, I can make out if there's a problem area in the company which can be later resolved. So, that's where I've been using analytics in the HR domain.
That's great, Aditi. Thank you for giving us this perspective. You know, basically, as long as there's data, there's analysis to be done. So it pretty much doesn't matter whether you are in HR or you have had psychology or whether you have started out as a computer graduate. You can use data analytics and the concepts and the tools used for data analytics in almost each and every field, not just career wise, but in fact, even in day to day life, right? So thanks, Aditi, for giving us such a great insight on how you combine your knowledge and your current career with data analytics. Keeping in mind your experiences, Aditi, I would like to add that there are so many situations that we encounter in our daily lives and in our careers as well. Small things that pique our interests, and we can't help but wonder whether we have an inclination towards maybe a subject or a specific domain, an inclination that we never thought we had before. Okay, so talking about situations and events that inspire us to expand our boundaries in life. Today, I have with me my colleague Mayuri Haravde, who has 1.5 years of experience working as a technical business analyst. She later switched to the HR domain and has a year of experience in that domain as well. But now she has decided to switch back to IT and is currently working as a technical consultant here at Opine. So Mayuri, I would like to know your story as well. Is it similar to Aditi's? How would you describe your transition from technical to HR and then back to technical?
Firstly, thank you, Savari, and I would like to thank Opine for having me here and giving this opportunity for being one of the panelists. It's like I completed my MBA, and firstly I was working in technical. That time, I luckily I got a job in management, so in HR. And then after working a few months there, I realized that I was much leaned, much inclination towards technical. So that was a point I decided, and that I should shift towards technical. And gradually I learned upskill, and then finally I landed up into technical.
Okay. So am I right in saying that initially you were still exploring or experimenting to understand what exactly, which career path exactly is suitable for you? And if that is true, then I think many people would say that this is a rather risky thing to do, especially at such an early stage, at such an early point in your career, right? You've only had one and a half year of experience in any industry. You had just started your career. So, what are your thoughts about that? Since you first had experienced this, do you really think it's risky, or do you find that it's actually necessary? It's actually helpful.
So at one point, I felt that it was very confusion for me as well, whether to pursue management through as a career further as well. And moving into technical, it's not difficult, but you need to know what skill you need to build up moving into technical. So that too was a confusion for me at that time.
Yeah.
But somehow I came to know about analytics, and I in my current job itself I started creating small dashboards using Excel, and this thing built an interest in myself, and then I approached the expertise in analytics, like Opine Group, who helped me, who guided me a lot, and it made a clarity to in my mind that what is to be in analytics and how it is to be transition from management to technical. So that helped me, and I think taking risk itself is it's uh, a major success to your growth. I can say until you shouldn't settle until it makes your mind clarity that you wanted to do this job long ago, like long years ago, like that I can say.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean,
So,
since I have also just had about 3 years of industry experience, I think this is very relatable for me that at the start, when you are working as a fresher, it
yeah,
is rather difficult, rather confusing, or in fact,
yeah,
sometimes even intimidating. We don't know what we want to do. We don't know what the industry is,
exactly.
expecting of us. So, yeah, I think I agree with you as someone who has also gone through the same, that yes, experimentation and exploring is something that really brings out um, the true interest you have, or your true inclination. That's great. Thank you for putting it out there. I think it's one of the most important messages for freshers and people who are just starting their career, that if you feel you want to still explore what you like or don't like, go ahead. um so okay, since you have had so much experimentation and exploration that we talked about, would you say that you got to first-hand experience this very common phrase that people say, that knowledge is power? I mean, you've had experience in HR, you've had experience in technical, and now does the combination of these experiences that you have gone through give you some sort of edge now that you are back working as a consultant in the technical background?
I think having both technical and management knowledge, it's a good thing. It's a plus point in your career. While coming across some client communications, it gives you the confidence of knowing both the parts of technical as well as management as well. So it gives you it would create a best solutions out of that, I guess. And adding upon that, I think power lies more into sharing of knowledge. It's not keeping that knowledge to ourselves only. We should share that to our to surrounding peoples around us, and that would create a positive influence, and it will surely impact others as well, and thus being creating a difference to their lives as well. So I think the we should knowledge is about more of a sharing thing. Yeah.
That's great. That's a very good message. I agree that the more knowledge you have, the better it is to step into your client's shoes to deliver the best solution for them, because you know what they want, and so you can deliver accordingly. And of course, sharing knowledge is going to help create that rapport with people around you, and it's going to help you deliver better solutions, the best solutions in minimal amount of time. So thank you, Mayuri, for sharing your story with us. So over here, I would like to take some time to emphasize on the phrase knowledge is power one more time. And for doing so, I would again like to ask a question to our viewers. Tell me, does the name Ramakant Atsrekar sound familiar to you? Now, some of you may know him and some of you may not. So let me tell you who he is. Ramakant Atsrekar is considered India's most celebrated cricket coach. Now, he never played international cricket, but thanks to his tremendous effort and ever changing knowledge base, we were able to witness the glory of cricketers like Vinod Kamli and many more, including our beloved Sachin Tendulkar. To attribute this to our careers, um, let me give you an example. When we think of someone working in IT, we immediately assume that they might be a programmer or they might be a developer or maybe a manager. But consider this, whenever we get into a new job or join a new company, what's the first thing that we have to do? We have to complete a training period, because having a strong knowledge base ensures that you have a good grasp over all the concepts that you will be using as a professional in your future, and it also ensures that you have a long and strong career ahead of you. So, to help us understand the impact a trainer or a teacher has on our careers, I would like to introduce you all to our third panelist of the day. Rashmi Tilak has a passion for teaching and has been a teacher for the last 23 years of her life. She has been teaching computer management subjects and has recently decided to expand her training expertise from management to a more technical domain. Now, after practicing a lot and thoroughly understanding the concepts of data analysis, Rashmi is now a very successful trainer of business intelligence in Opine Group. So, Rashmi, you have decided to combine your passion along with expanding your career domain with this decision. But as I understand, you yourself have never worked on a project before. But nonetheless, so many of your students have made a point to reach out, come back to Opine, or specifically to share the success stories in the field of business intelligence after they passed out from your course. So help us understand your secret. How do you make it look so easy? Stepping into the shoes of a future professional.
Yes, I'm into the teaching industry for last 20, more than 23 years. And I know that my students are going to enter the industry, the practical industry. So what I always do is I try to give them the practical based knowledge or the current scenario knowledge together with the theoretical knowledge. I have some relatives and friends who are working in different IT industries at different levels. So what I always do is I discuss with them the problems faced by them or challenges faced by them or the effect of current scenario on their working style, how they have come up with it, how they have managed all these things. And I try to give the same knowledge to my students, or I discuss whatever I have discussed with them. I try to discuss that with my students. So, though I have not worked into the industry or directly on the projects, I always have the hands-on knowledge or the current situation of all the industry, IT industry, and I try to give that to my students. And this is the practice which I have been following for last 23 years. So all the changes in the IT industry, I have indirectly witnessed it and I have passed it to my students.
That's amazing. And from a personal experience, I'd like to say that it is just so much better if we have like just a taste, a flavor of what industry standards currently are and what exactly the industry is expecting from us when we decide to start walking on this path. I mean, we are more efficient that way in dealing with what the industry might throw at us even before we enter it. And I think this feeling of confidence is something that I really love having. Okay. One more thing I'd like to understand from you, Rashmi, is that while you were making this expansion in your training expertise, for a brief moment you were also a student yourself, right? So I would love to actually know that since you have both point of views, a student's as well as a teacher's point of view, how exactly did you change your approach while you teach technical subjects to your students now that you have exposure to both being a student and now being the teacher of business intelligence at Opine?
Okay. So when I decided to expand myself, I actually practiced a lot on the technical ground. Like I solved lots of queries, reports. I worked on queries, reports, loading of data, then creation of dashboards and everything. So I really practiced a lot. And let me tell you one thing that all the faculties from Opine Group, they helped me a lot. They were always behind me for my change, and I'm really thankful to all of them. So right now, since I have the management background also, I can inculcate that in my teaching while teaching the technical subject, or while teaching the management subject also, I can inculcate the technical knowledge.
I feel so great listening to all these experiences from you all. It is it's so much revealing, helps us understand how easily one can take a step from one field to another, be it in educational terms or career pathwise. Okay, so talking more about educational or career related decisions that we make, I think the next few questions won't surprise you as much because I'm now going to talk about something that's really happening right now. So, I mean, who doesn't talk about Python nowadays, right? If especially if you're talking to someone who is already into the technical industry, they probably already know Python or want to learn Python as soon as possible. In fact, I will not even limit this to a technical background. I have so many friends from different backgrounds, purely non-technical backgrounds, who are asking me or inquiring about Python. They say that they've heard that Python is a career changer, right? And you know what the funny thing is? Python is a purely programming language, right? But it's very rare to see career counselors or mentors advising against learning Python as a programming language, even to people who have had no prior relation with computer science or programming. So today I would like to pose this question to Manjusha Kalgaonkar, our very own Python and machine learning expert, who is also a successful trainer here at Opine Group. Manjusha, so can you tell us why Python is such a trending topic? What makes it so special? And is it really true that anyone from any background can start learning Python?
Hi, Asavari. Python, I think it is, I will say, yes, it is a career changer, it is a technology changer, and it is the end thing. Before going to all other things, I would like to give you a simple example that it is so simple as a programming language, as a 5GL, and we have a year ago or so, we had professionals who were working in the field of geography. They had done their graduation in geography, and they had to perform some software which would take the shortest route and some images and etc. So they were very confused what to do, and they were saying others are scoring brownie points over us. So what should we do? So they came to Opine, and then they asked people who know Python are very well paid today, and they have got a lot of respect in our organization. So would you teach us? And then they learned Python, and today they are working in the field of image processing. Many students in the final year, they realize that they have to go into data science, or they want to go in data analysis, and they join us for data analysis and visualization basic, before that Python, and they find it so simple. And after completing those courses, they are into internship. Why talking about data analysis and visualization? Machine learning. I have a student who is in the third year, and today she has already received the internship, and she has been working for 6 months in the field of machine learning. And it is a big game changer, you can say, because machine learning algorithms are really complex. But Python provides us so many classes, libraries, etc., which will help us to do it very simple. And so students are finding it very exciting to explore all these aspects. Every time they complete the course, they take the certificate from Opine, present it to their college, and go ahead. Same way, our certificate has also helped a lot of professionals to work ahead. As you know, we all are working, and after working, we are teaching. So whatever we learn at our workplace, we help the students that this is where the scenario is going ahead. For example, previously I had to showcase the COVID scenario, because the COVID analysis has become very important today, and so many students have learned the COVID analysis and visualization, and they presented it and to their companies. So the boss was absolutely very happy. So that's it, and it's really exciting because it's very simple. Non-technical people can also grasp it. It is English-like. I would frame it English-like. You know English, you know Python.
Wow, that's an amazing analogy. It really is like that, though. Much easier to learn than other programming languages, I'd say. Given that I'm from a purely technical background and I've had to go through the entire painful process of learning programming. So, anyway, I wanted to talk more about your personal experience, because I know you've been working in embedded technologies and teaching C and other programming languages yourself. So, could you share your story about your transition from teaching C, Java, other programming languages to getting into business and business intelligence, and then finally working in Python?
My story is a long one, I can say. To cut it short, I was working in embedded technology using C++, and shell programming. I've been working in companies like Aftex, Zensar Technologies, and IBM. And then I realized I've got a flair for teaching. So I just moved, and I then moved to teaching these subjects, C++, data structures, Linux, etc. And then it was a big gap for me, 10 years. I was not in India, and so I would not be able to do. Then I came back, and I'm very thankful to Opine that I met Opine, and then it changed my life, I said. As Python is a career changer, Opine was my career changer. I realized that there are ample of opportunities in the field of MSBI and SQL Server, etc. I learned TSQL and did projects with Opine, and the course was very good. Then I realized, yes, ye to hai, but I want something more. And then Opine offered the Python course, and I did the Python and ML course in Opine, and wow! Now I realized, yes, I am really fond of it, and I really enjoy teaching Python, learning new Python uh, on on the projects, and it is real fun. So this was my story, and I found Python very happening, you can say, because it is not like a structured programming language, and it's a 5GL.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think both you and Rashmi have today sent a very powerful message to the viewers out there. Both of you are fond of teaching and find your passion in teaching and are still in IT industry. That gives a powerful message, that you could always mix and match your passion with the current industry or current career trends to get the best suitable outcome for you, to get the best a career option for you. That's amazing. And this one I'd like to dedicate to all the teachers, all the mentors out there who are constantly guiding us, always always helping us to bring out the best in every field of life, in every walk of life. So thank you, all the teachers out there. About your course, Manjusha, since we are talking about you and what you teach at Opine, I've been rather curious. Okay, so we are an analytics firm, right? And we aim to create experts, professionals, and trainers who are industry ready and who are experts in creating data analytics, business intelligence, and data science solutions. But recently, I've seen an increase in a rather younger crowd, and by younger, I don't just mean students from college. I mean school going students as well. So what do you want to shed some light on that?
I find this question very funny actually, because Python, I have seen, has age no bar. I would call it as age no bar programming language, because as you have seen, we have got school students, because Python has been introduced in their school, and so they join, and then it's real fun to work with them, because they find it so nice and they find it easy, and working with them and making them understand is fun. Also, even the college going students enjoy it tremendously. I mean, they just want to explore it. Initially they were like, we are learning C, we are learning C++, then why Python, why it has been into our syllabus. But yes, they just join in, and when they join in as a part of their syllabus, next 2 years they are with next 1.5 year at least they are with Opine till they complete their machine learning. And then they go ahead, and then there are several professionals from the people who are working in Excel, people who are working in SQL Server, etc., who find Python very easy for their data crunching, that is data summarizing. Because with data frames, it's a data type of Python available, and the interface with all these kinds of files being very easy, they can find this crunching of this data very easy, and they can produce excellent reports which they can produce it to their management. So you find people from management side also joining this. And of course students, yeah, they definitely do like to join, and everybody wants today to explore AI, machine learning.
Yeah.
So they keep on doing it and keep on learning new tools. Image processing, as I told you, is one of the fields which is very in thing today, and Python offers a library which is very easy to understand and go ahead. Also, people who like to do some kind of say animation type, Python also works in that field too, because there are Python libraries which help. Even the existing libraries also have extensions to animations. Like for visualizations, we have got Matplotlib, Seaborn, Altair, all can also work in this basics of animations, which the people find it very interesting to work ahead with.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you for shedding light on the fact that actually Python, as a language, it's not just a programming language. It's like we have mentioned several times already, a career changer. I mean, what can't you do using Python, right? And I do have a bit of personal experience about what you said, that anything you want to do, whether it's animation, whether it's geography, that was a great example. You can do it using Python and machine learning. So yeah, I think I hear you that there is no age bar, there is no um there's no prerequisites to learning Python. You can just learn it for your career, your profession, because it's your school syllabus, your college syllabus, or because you want to just pursue it as a hobby. So That's great. Thank you, Manjusha, for
And
helping us
if
understand.
a person, I would like to add one. If a person like me, after running through so many technologies and having up such a big gap, can today, for the past 4 years, can work so well and easily with Python, I think everybody can do it. So
Amazing.
I would suggest more and more people to come and study Python. It's real fun.
Great. That's a powerful message. If we can do it, anybody can. Amazing. Thank you, Manjusha, for giving us such great insight about the most
Thank you,
happening
Asaveri.
language at the moment. On this occasion of International Women's Day, I would like to take some time to emphasize on the challenges that women generally face in their careers. Manjusha already talked about it before, and I think one of the most common challenges that women face in their careers is a career gap. And to talk more about this challenge, I would like to introduce my co-worker Priyanka Desai, who has a previous experience in process excellence field, which is basically a management field in the IT industry. After her 7.5 years of working in this industry, she had to take a 3 years of break in her career. And now she has restarted her career. Not just restarted her career, but she has actually changed from management to a purely technical field. In fact, she works with me every day. I see her working. And first of all, I would like to say that I am so proud of her because I see her working with such fire that nobody will look at her and say that she has never had any experience in technical before, or that she has had a 3 years of break before starting this job. So, Priyanka, I would first of all like to congratulate you that you took this big step in your life. And I'm sure that our viewers are also interested in knowing your story and your experiences.
Thank you, Asari, for your kind words. But I am not doing something extra or something very different. I am just being as any other professional. Okay. Just to let you know that during my commerce graduation, I did technical courses in C, C++, and Java. And then I pursued the MBA in IT. I always wanted to do a career in technical, but I got placed into the a non-technical job into my college campus. Okay, and there my career started into the non-technical field, and I never got a chance to change my stream from non-technical to a technical job when I was before my break. Okay, so I had a previous career in non-technical field of 7.5 years. Okay, and actually if I say correctly, then the process excellence is the field which actually helped me to understand that data analysis or data analytics is something which is my passion, or is something which I have an inclination towards. I in process excellence I used to handle a data or metrics of different projects. Okay, a huge data or ticket fit data of different projects, and I used to analyze those data. And from there, I started the inclination towards the data analytics. Okay, so my journey is from non-technical to the technical. Is This is how it's actually the started. And I actually, the process excellence is something where I actually understood my inclination is. And After 7.5 years of experience, I took a break, of course, for marriage, and then because of the pregnancy. And I but that data analytics was sticking into my mind, like, how should I go into that career? Because I had a previous experience of non-technical field. I never had gone into the technical field. I never had a chance of technical. No, I never had a knowledge of technical work in my previous career. I have approached the different institutes for the technical uh, courses. Okay, and but I have never got the satisfied answers, or whatever the feedbacks were. I never was satisfied with it, and one fine day I got uh, introduced with Anand sir. Uh, but the situation was not so easy that time. I wanted to restart my career. Okay, that time was the epidemic time. I wanted to restart my career. There was a financial crunch. Okay, I was in a dual mind state where to restart the career in my non-technical field, or restart the career in a technical field where I never had any kind of exposure. I never had that kind of a background. I never had a any kind of a project knowledge on my CV, or I did not have any kind of a course knowledge on that on my CV about that. Okay, and I got introduced to the Opine that time, where the people were actually getting laid off from the industry. Uh, I talked to Anand sir from Opine. He made me realize that, Priyanka, just at least uh, try to do MSBI course first. At least it'll not help you to get into the industry, but at least you will have something on your CV in this break period, and then maybe we'll see what we can do. Okay, I will not promise you that you will get a job into the industry immediately, but let's see what we can do. And uh, we whatever discussion we had, after that I started my batch with Opine. I started the MSBI course. I completed it. And one fine day, I just got a call from Anand sir, and he just asked me, "Do you want to restart the career into the technical field?" And I just said, "Of course, sir. Definitely, I would wish to." And he said, "There is an opportunity for you. Would you like to join?" And I said, "Yes, definitely, sir." And as he said, you just take one step towards your goal. And I just took that step. I just joined the Opines MSBI course, and then things started falling into place. So that's just is my story. You just need to take one step in your life towards your goal, and things will fall into place. That is my journey.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you for putting forth that message out there that sometimes all it takes is one single step, and you never know, like you said, things start falling into place. Just start walking on the path that reaches towards your goal, and one day you will achieve it. It's basically a continuity of the previous message that if you can do it, if we can do it, anyone can, right? So
Yeah, definitely.
so, thank you for sharing this experience. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you, all the panelists, for taking the time out today and sharing your experiences and stories with us. It is amazing to know how all of you have taken this journey from different career backgrounds, different career paths, educational backgrounds, and have gathered here at Hopine and started your careers in data analytics. It's amazing to know each and every one of your journey and experiences. Once again, on behalf of Opine, I would like to wish you all a very happy Women's Day. And I hope that you keep succeeding in your careers, in your lives, as you have so far. So, thank you. Thank you, viewers, for joining us today. Hope you have a good day ahead.